Today we're checking out the Mammoth 1.5-inch wheel spacers for the 2021 and newer Broncos and excluding the Raptor. If you want your Bronco to sit a little bit wider, look more aggressive, and fill out the stance without jumping straight into new wheels, this is one of those simple upgrades that can make a big visual difference right away, so it's definitely worth considering. These spacers are going to push the wheels out an extra 1.5 inch on each side, which helps get rid of that tucked in factory look and gives the Bronco a wider and more planted stance. In real world terms, that can make the truck look tougher, help the tires sit more flush with the fenders, and give you a little more breathing room if you're trying to dial in a wheel and tire fitment. The Hubcentric design is a big part of why someone would want this exact set, because it helps center the wheel properly on the hub for a more secure fit instead of relying on a more generic spacer setup that might wobble or vibrate eventually. You are also getting pre-installed studs and the lug nuts, which makes the install cleaner and more straightforward. If you stick with me, we'll show you that install just here in a minute. And this set is going to work with the factory or aftermarket wheels that use the bolt pattern of the Bronco. So if your goal is a stronger stance without changing the whole suspension setup, this is a really practical way to get there. When it comes to the construction on this, you're getting CNC machined high quality billet aluminum with a black anodized finish. It's also going to have heat treated carbon steel studs built to handle anything you throw at it. That's exactly what you want in a spacer because it keeps the setup strong, durable, and corrosion resistant while still staying lightweight. As far as the pricing goes on these, they're coming in right in the mid $100 price range. For a pair of 2 Hubcentric billet spacers that includes the hardware and gives the Bronco a noticeably wider, more aggressive stance, that's a solid value in my opinion, compared to spending more money on some wheels just to get that same outward look. When it comes to the install on this one, it's going to get rated a simple 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter since it's a direct fit install, and you can have this done in just 30 minutes or even less of your time if everything goes smooth. Now let's head on out to the shop. We're going to give you a detailed walkthrough of exactly how this install process goes.
For this install, you will need an impact, small extension, 19mm thin wall socket, the provided thread locker, and also not shown here is a floor jack and whatever socket or lug key you need for your wheels. All right, today we're going to be installing some wheel spacers on our Broncos, so let's get started. All right, so we're starting off at the front passenger corner of our vehicle. Now you can pick whichever corner you want to start on. You want to jack that section up safely and remove your wheel with whatever socket or lug key you use for your specific wheels. Now once you have your wheel off, the first thing you want to make sure of is that your hat of your rotor, the face of it, is pretty clean. You can take a wire wheel or something to it, a wire brush, and clean off any excess corrosion. Then we're going to grab our spacer and our provided lug nuts. Now you do want to apply the supplied thread locker to your factory lug studs. Doing this at home for demonstration purposes, we are not going to, but you definitely want to do that at home. You're just going to line this up. Set that on your factory studs and then use your provided lug nuts to go onto your factory studs. Now once you have all of your nuts on, you want to grab a thin wall 19mm socket, and we're going to tighten these down exactly as we would with our normal wheel in a star pattern. Now once you have this on and snug down, you want to torque this down to the manufacturer specifications and then reinstall your wheel and torque that down to the regular specs as well. And then once you have this all done, you can repeat the same process for your other 3 corners. Alrighty, that about wraps up our review and install of our Mammoth 1.5-inch wheel spacers for your 21 to current Bronco, excluding the Raptor. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Bronco, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.